especially when he gets the op in his hands. So I'm impressed. And Marky has always been a guy that, truthfully, I feel like he's always just a phenomenal player and usually can deliver. So it will be interesting to see. Carson, I feel like it's been a little bit of time since I've been able to watch him. So he is definitely somebody I'm going to be keeping a little bit more of an eye on for sure.
Yeah, keep an eye on Carson. It sounds like we are getting into the action on this first best of one, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, as I mentioned, NRG won it. Judging by the starting side, they are on the early on. Leave a piece of pistols for Nitro. Dooley's on top of Hut, looking towards the Hut door, finds 2x the third, and the Dooley spam away for quite a few. It is 3 for him, 1 for Hext, 1 for George, and a very quick pistol round victory for the defensive team.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell just happened there. Like, that was wild. I mean, the fact that we just saw pretty much a meat grind around, getting info, honestly, pretty of a ballsy play, right? I mean, the fact that they're trying to just go through squeaky like that, just popping it open, just trying to go in dry. I don't know, not the strategy I thought we were going to see from them, but maybe they thought just something simple would have been effective, but clearly not. NRG going to pick up an easy round for themselves. Now they're going to be loaded up here, Nate, because you can already see Famos is going to be here with the double MP9s, and you got even a couple of the different rifles here for the A4 and the A1S, so these guys are really not messing around. They don't want to mess up this economy, but again, zero investment made here from getting info. And this is just going to be the old ramp rush, and now, bro, he actually does get overwhelmed, so he's going to lose that MP9, but if they can get the bomb down on this too, this is going to be just icing on the cake.
Definitely helps them economically. OC holding towards the J Hall, finds 1, spots the second on the tail end, gets 2. George towards Decon, prevents that bomb plant wish for getting info, and Hext puts that final player to bed over towards control. They stem the bleeding, losing just that 1 MP9 as he mentioned. Good for the CT economy. Also hamstrings the T's because the bomb plant isn't secured. Almost the best start you could expect for NRG. But Rifles now coming through for getting info means that this round is going to be a little bit more difficult than the last.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'll be curious to see what getting info want to do, if they want to get that presence, getting outside control, and just like immediately having a player going into secret, which is so strong, right? I mean, that's one of the things. So we'll see if they're going to actually try to execute onto that. But again, there's no op here for the CT side as of yet, of course, but this is where the Rifles are still committed on double in the mini, or into connector, I should say. Even OC getting ready here for the Paw Flash. That might even allow Nitro and George to go for a big swing if they decide to do this. But getting info, really anticipating some kind of a sneaky play through the smoke. Not going to be the case at all yet, but Nitro and George, again, they're playing the buddy system on this. This is a scary bit of an angle. And look at, there's a swing already, and that's information gained. So now they can reposition really quickly, but Marky does one a little bit better as well. And Nitro, oh my god, I don't know how he's alive here, Pineapple. This is just chaos. Yeah, and I mean, with this situation down to the 4v4, now things are just waiting out a little bit more. But the utility's actually gotten a little bit depleted on this for the T side. So this is really scary because you still have the double molly here for the CT side. So now they can really slow things down, especially with this time remaining.
Yeah, still a good amount remaining for this team. Dia trying to be that man to open things up, looking towards inside of ladder. Falls. Carson now instead going for the shorter route in through mini. Bro is here up top, hiding. Bro finding one. Perfect time to peek, finds that. Dare a trade. The plant will not be secured. Hex lurking out from lobby, finds the final pair, and NRG secured the bonus victory. Get some AK upgrades as well. In fact, all 3 weapons being upgraded.
Oof.
Very, very solid start for NRG, and a difficult proposition now for getting info who have yet to secure a bomb plant.
Yeah, this is tough, because I was just going to say, like, and you did it really nicely, is just saying the fact that, you know, getting info, haven't even been able to get the bomb down. It's making it just worse for wear here in terms of the economy, right? So you can see Deagles, a little bit of a, you know, Tech 9. They're just going to go for the double smoke on this. Might even just be the old faithful, just, you know, get the smoke wall out, commit outside, try to get into secret. Nitro might be able to even dunk these guys with this nade. This could be really good. It's not too bad, but that's some good work coming in from him and OC. And they are just farming now. They are just cleaning things up, playing Farm Simulator. And Nitro actually does get shut down a little bit here, so already finally gets himself down with the double kill. but an easy one for George. That's going to be the bomb as well. Now Carson in a no man's land in a really, really tough situation here.
Tough situation, no bomb plan to attempt that either. Means he's going to have to fight. That rifle, not salvageable either. He does have some room. George is only holding for the cross, not holding secret proper, so there's a little bit of wiggle room. There's the spot. Good timing from Hext. And a good swing off the contact. Secures a fourth. Clean rounds again, only one falling. Allows that CT economy to build rather quickly. Getting info. Another crack at bat. This time with a little bit more utility on the belts. Sure, that is something that they can use, but thus far their strats have been pretty cut and dry. Not using a lot of utility, not overly relying on it. We'll have to see how much of a difference it can really make in their play in round number 5.
I was just thinking about those the CT economy, like you said, and I was just thinking about the update that just got pushed a little bit here too. That's going to just make things even more interesting as the weeks progress as well, but not yet, but it will make a bigger conversation to see. Because like you said, the importance of the CT economy is just huge, right? I mean, it's so easy that it can just be, you know, stunted and pretty much completed so quickly. But like for a round like this, for NRG being up 4-0, like all it takes is just losing this round just to essentially just restart everything. But not going to happen here on ramp because, bro, he's just having himself a little bit of a field day, and now his team's just going to crunch into lobby. Again, the bomb being dropped, it just seems like getting info. They can't even get themselves a bomb plant. They are trying everything in their power, but it's just not enough.
They're only getting info. They're not getting control. They're not making these rounds too competitive. Most competitive it's been is the idea of a bomb plant. Even then, they've been shut down immediately. Shane, Dia, Dare, that core from Timberman in the prior season, the final trio left in the round. NRG just smothering control. And a third rotator around in towards ramp to hold for the flank. That means the bomb is firmly in the defensive player's corner.
And you can just see Hex, it looks like he wants to peek this too. But again, he's playing very disciplined. I love this. The fact that, you know, he could try to peek this if he wanted to be a little frag hungry, but instead, some really good discipline, just going to wait things out. There's only 20 seconds remaining, so this is the thing. Like, getting info, they got to go. And now Nitro's going to have this information. Bro's just going to have the crossfire as well here. OC boosted. And even with OC just missing all the shots, oh no, that's not going to be good at all. But now Shane, Nitro just needs to be able to find these kills, and indeed he does. Captain America one more time. And they are, I don't know if they're going to have enough time. This is right down to the split seconds, and look at Hex. The guy's a magician.
Down the vents, the reverse 007 as well. No assists, no deaths, and 7 kills for Hex. 8 for Nitro. And again, the closest they get is the idea of a bomb plant. They start putting it to dirt. And in fact, I don't even think they had enough time in that round. And that's as close as they get. What, they got 2 kills in that round, if I'm not mistaken? Maybe 1?
Yeah, it was 2. Not looking good here, Nate. This is not looking good at all.
Again, it kind of goes back to that issue of not having your starting 5, having to play with players for the sake of eligibility in the early goings of ECL. Again, not playing with the IGL. It is confirmed Vanity was the IGL, or is the IGL for this team, when they're at their full strength. I'm sure Carson's probably picking up the mantle right now, given his rather lengthy stint IGLing for Nouns. Dia, spamming with the Deagle, finds 1. That's a good opening onto OC. The rifle's not recoverable. The NRG are still ready for this outside yard crawl.
Yeah, just so many players committed to this too. Like Nitro and Bro, they're really playing a good system together. Nitro now, oh god, is a bit labored. And even Bro's going to actually steal that away from him. But I like the fact that these guys are really playing a nice system together. That's a little bit different than what we saw before. But now Carson, he's got himself into lower. He's actually maybe going to get this bomb plant. We're finally going to be getting info. Maybe getting a bomb plant down. First time in 6 rounds. And it's finally happened here, Nate.
Overdue, but better late than never. NRG, though, very proactive on their rotation down. Already have good control. Looking for the lurk. The flank is Nitro. He's low on HP. He needs to be careful. In fact, he does fall. 1 body shot from the Deagle does him in. George gets the information. Throws a flash. Good flash as well onto Dare. Hex also springs in through Decon. And they know where the last was. The vent drop gives his position away. He might be able to stop this defuse. Bro closes the door in his face. Hex gets the kill for good measure, coming off the defuse. Still plenty of time. Only 2 players falling once more for NRG. sure they let the bomb plant go through, but at this point, Getting Info are investing almost every single round. NRG are still flawless when it comes to the round count, 6-0.
Yeah, this is looking really, really good. Again, like pretty simple work from NRG, but again, they're playing a really good system, like just double players outside. They're not just leaving it for these 1 versus X duels. So things have really changed up. And now even for round number 7 here, we're actually going to see for the first time ops on actually both sides. Now Dia's going to have it for him. OC's finally going to equip the big green as well. And Dia's been really, really quiet this game thus far. So hopefully now with a little bit more confidence here with the boomstick, he's going to be able to find something. But look at even OC's positioning, strong against the red box. Looks like he might get actually flushed out, but he's trying to see if he can get this timing against Marky. He should be able to. Yes, he does. Peekaboo.
While he's flying, OC still sticking around as well, finds a second. Shane's not to be crossed back to safety. Not the case. Dare in Africa finally finds one. Carson doubles down, so now it's a competitive round still. Dare doubling down, finding yet another in the yard, and finally shutting down the hold of that side of the map. Dia shifting gears back in towards the lobby. He's looking perhaps to go towards ramp. That's likely where the gap will be. Led well by Getting Info, who now inch forward. Hex and Bro gonna play it together, clear things out in the yard, and then go from there. They notice the likely players in towards lobby. It looks like Hex is electing to go for a hero play on the flank. Bro also making the right call, going down through Secret. This is going to be a B play, at least it is for the time being. 40 seconds left, though. Getting Info can shift gears once more if necessary.
Yeah, this positioning of Bro is really important because, again, like you can already see he's just inside of control. So the fact if he's even able to find a duel full back, that's going to make Getting Info a little bit more scared here because time is dwindling. It's down to the 25 seconds. They have that bomb plant control here, so the smoke's going to come through. Bro's actually going to play this patient. He's going to wait things out. He's not going to make a peep. But they have the mollies here. They should be able to flush some of these players. Now Hex is making himself a little bit known. Now Carson's been spotted. This is problematic. An easy kill for Bro. Puts him right into the crosshairs. Hex now. Does he expect somebody to be above him? They're doing a good job just of flushing everything out as much as possible. Dia just on the back of the ramp. Dare trying everything in his power, and he's doing a good job thus far. Dia finally puts the nail in the coffin and Getting Info. That goose egg is finally going to get removed.
Finally. But one single round on the board. The second one is arguably just as important. Stabilizing their economy would be big. Getting Info. Get around off the heroics of Dare in that round. 3 kills for him. He finds one onto the Opper in OC, a second onto his teammate playing towards Credit Card, maybe even outside. I can't recall exact positioning. And then a third there onto the player in control. That was Bro. Very big from him, the stand-in, to get that trio of kills, that hat trick. But still not easy going for Getting Info. Still fighting an uphill battle against NRG's full buy. They have M4s, 2 A4s as well, might I add, on Hexed in George. That weapon's going to get a price decrease as well in a week or two, down to 2,900. Even more scary to worry about. Yeah, it's going to be a good change, I would say.
Oh, look at George. He's got so much noise queue. He has all the information. But look at Nitro. Again, he's by himself on this. It's all about timing. Like, as long as he doesn't overpeak this and give his life away. Oh, God, OC, but he's got to hit the shot. This is not good. Now he's going to get overwhelmed. Oh, man, he's just so quick on it. But can't seem to find that double. Now Nitro putting away his position. Tries to throw the nade, expecting somebody to be the other side of it. He's going to get eradicated. So now Getting Info once again. Now they're starting to get themselves some momentum. And Shane finds himself another kill, leaving it just down to Bro and Hex again in a clutch scenario. But Hex falls too early, leaving it to the European talent, the Danish player, Bro, to do something big. And this is a big ask. A 1-on-4 with 3 players now wounded. This is still doable if he chooses, but I guess, you know, with the op, he's got to save it. And that's actually, honestly, the best call he'd go for. I should say they're thinking about hunting. If Bro kept running, they would have heard him in towards the lobby and potentially tried to drop that weapon. It looks like he actually threw it out of the map. He must have heard something to spook him. Because he ran all that way just to throw it out of the map. That does not make sense to me. Unless he heard a noise that made him think they were hunting him down. Yeah, I think there must have been something where he thinks somebody's a lot closer than they are. And he just wants to remove that op, you know, in the situation. So I kind of get it. Yeah, it does seem like he probably could have survived, but He's probably thinking somebody was like really on his tail, but nonetheless, honestly, keeping the kit, keeping the armor with the A4 or the silencer, sorry, is definitely not the bad play at all. At least he goes away with something. But
do they go for the op is the question. They can drop one, George, at 6250, but it would require a sacrifice of some utility.
I don't know if I was just gonna say, like, I don't even know if I really would feel like OC's getting some kills and like he's sitting at a decent, like, 7-4, but it's not like he's, I don't know if it's really at the point where you need the op right now.
His rifling's been fine too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nitro making the compromise onto the FAMAS, also getting a price decrease, don't know how much yet. It is the season of CTs once season 1 drops.
That means trains in, baby.
It's in our pool, but it's not in the premier pool. Looked like a simple, straightforward play towards A was the call, but the molly in towards Hut stymies it. Push in towards Trophy yet again for Bro. He'll find 2. And OC will support to establish complete control. They will maintain that position at least for a little while. They are compelled to go towards A. Good opening. He's been very solid with the rifle. He was slow to start, but now he's coming into his own. The individual is beginning to wake up. And NRG still maintain a tenuous lead, 4-3. Bro on low HP, and only 2 flashes on the belts for the CT side.
Yeah, the smoke's going to block things off for George, making it really, really problematic. And again, no really amount of utility to flush him out yet. And Nitro does try to get the job done with the FAMAS, but he's not able to find it. Now a tough question here. Bro with 16 HP, OC with 91. They got OC up in heaven here. He might be able to spot this head, and he does, but he's not able to get the kill. If he can be able to find this duel quickly, this could really start things nicely for NRG. But time is dwindling a little bit. Bro might be able to get himself snuck through this. Oh no, I thought he had it dead to rights. I thought he was going to just get the timing. But unfortunately now OC realizing, look, I got to get the hell out of here. There's no way I'm going to be able to find this. He didn't even have a kit either. So now getting info, finally getting themselves back into a little bit more of a motion. Starting to win these duels, starting to wake up a little bit. And really, like you said here, Nate, it's really about Shane and Dara, the ones that have been just kind of really putting everybody in the backpack.
Yes, it is. Again, those 2 stand-ins. Gonna say that once more. Maybe gives them a little bit more free agency to try to go for some wacky and silly plays. Maybe takes the burden off their shoulders a bit and allows them to play a little bit more freely in how they would like to play. Three rounds now for getting info, and I didn't think it was going to be possible, but the NRG money has been broken after their 6-round dominance. They're now on pistols surrounding that 1 saved rifle. Only 3 smokes for utility. No kit in play. Eagles can most certainly hit heads. OC spotted that player dropping. A little bit of a delayed response, but the information's there. Spot outside top credit. Spam so close for OC, but it does not quite connect.
Yeah, and again, this is where we were talking about this in the beginning. We were saying, look, for getting info, what's going to be the game plan? And really, it's putting a really good test on just getting this outside control. This round especially makes the most sense just because really they know they only have to worry about 1 rifle. But from what we've seen in the past, 3 or 4 rounds is really just trying to get that control, trying to get themselves some real estate to work with on the map, which makes a lot of sense because if they can obtain it, oh my god, I was going to say maybe easily, but no, OC makes it a little bit more difficult. Now getting info, going to switch things up. They've given up outside. Now they're going to go for the ramp control. And that's fine. Nobody's committed here from NRG, but the rotates are already happening. Bro in a great position here with the Deeg. And even OC strong in the position of red box here. If he's able to find at least 1 more, this could really just, again, help them out. And perfectly done. Looking for a little bit more. A little bit too hungry on it. And now, Hex needs to do something big with a 5-7. And dear God, Nate, again, the bomb. It's dropped down in the worst position.
It's dropped top left. That means Hex can get that rifle more or less free. There it is. A rifle for Nitro down towards Tetris as well. It's Shane and Dare, that duo we said that have been individually popping off to save this round from the clutches of the half-buy. Nitro back to Tetris, his teammate on site. Dare peeking out, beheaded by Hex, who looks for more. Shane, a trade, but with 9 seconds left, he dives for the site out of desperation, and he finds no safe harbor. 3 survive, 3 pick up AKs, and NRG are back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, this is good. And honestly, again, I gotta give a little bit of kudos here for OC. Like, he was somebody when I first was watching NRG in their debut for this season of 49, I was like, look, I'm loving this roster. This is an NRG I can definitely get behind. You know, there's a lot more for me where I wanted to see what OC can bring to the table, because I know there's been a lot of question about him, just his style hopping. Is it going to work with different, you know, leadership? Is it going to work differently with new players? And we're seeing him getting aggressive. We're seeing him actually finding some really good impact. And like you said earlier, like, his rifle has actually been, you know, quite phenomenal. Like, even just this previous round, he was able to find a double or 2.5 kills essentially. So now, if we can maintain that same composure, this could be a pretty big lead here for NRG to, you know, finish things off on the CT side. But getting info, they do have that op as well here for Dia. And again, they're just kind of going right back to the bread and butter of just, you know, toying with outside, seeing what they can get away with, but getting ready to crunch. And NRG, they're actually staying a little bit more slower pace on this one, Nate. They're not actually crunching lobby as what we've seen before.
Interesting. They know the economy from getting info is likely going to be at least a little bit compromised. Let them make the move, let them expend their utility, and let them draw out the round. Opt for Dia. Slow crawl outside, drops the IGL of Nitro. Good one to find. Marky probably gonna go through that smoke, look for the upgrade. There he goes, straight in towards garage. They'll get control. Row. Below ladder, he's played this position a couple times. Hit the steps, head spotted, no kill though. Dare spray connects. That's an upgrade to the Mac 10, and now NRG are in an awkward spot. Locked in on the site. Getting info. Sending 2 outside yard and 2 down secret. Probably a B split wrapping around the ramp. Yes, it is. They find OC as well. Hex to George. Probably gonna go for a save. Don't have a lot of money. But if they both can save, George can drop a rifle. Nitro and Bro will buy for themselves, and they will have a semblance of a full buy in the final of the first half. Getting info, though. Have indeed found their footing. The question is, will it be too late? 4 rounds, even 5, potentially on the table. That would be a good start on the T side, all things considered.
Yeah, it really would. I mean, there was one point where we were talking, I think it was like 6-0 for NRG, so the fact that really we've seen a really good comeback in the sense of, you know, just clawing themselves back in this game of getting info, you got to give it to them. Like, that's a good thing, because it's never easy to do. They didn't even call a timeout or anything. They were just like, you know what? We know we can frag, we know we can duel, let's just go for outside, win these fights, and that's exactly what they're doing. So they're just finding these engagements. They find, you know, a lurking CT, just kind of overexposing a bit. But now it's going to matter most here, because like we said, last round of the first half, and getting info, have really found themselves in a good stride, picking up some good rounds in a row. AWP is still going to be available here for NRG. We'll see what OC is going to go for it. Is he going to go for the outside play this time, or does he want to mix things up? We haven't really seen him, you know, contest on secret stairs or anything like that. It's really been Nitro playing that position. So I think a lot, again, is going to ride on OC, but he is going to commit to the ramp. He's going to look for a little bit of a swing here and try to find himself a dinger.
Don't hate the call. I was really committing here. The issue is the fight's also coming in through Hut. Marky fighting both. OC finally getting one on his position. But still a man disadvantage for NRG. OC continuing to prod. Nitro going down the vents. There's the op prod. Misses the shot. That's going to be an A-site commitment now as they have crossed that dangerous angle. Marky gets control towards old vents. Bro, up in heaven. He's going to try to do a lot from this position.
Yeah, this is tough because, again, with the AWP being in this kind of position, not going to be the easiest, and especially with these nades. Oh my god, OC, how are you alive? 2 HP to spare, and now he's a dead man. Carson just finishing the job. Nitro and Bro, the duo that we've been talking about today, they got to do something big. Nitro just can't seem to get it done. 7-5 is going to be the score. We're going to take that break as we get ready for the second half.
dominant 6-0 lead for NRG sputters down to a 7-5 at the tail end of that first half. NRG narrowly maintaining the edge. It's Pineapple Phillips and Laz on the microphone and getting info now on the defensive side of Nuke. Double dually super soldiers, Dare and Marky. No kit in play, might I add, and one single flash on Carson. Again, the man probably taking that IGL mantle for the time being. Dia starts things off right. OC taken down. Big head to find early on. Two towards door, and I think one walking ramp is the call. Bro takes so much damage. He has that P250. He gets one. Shane, a quick trade. Maintains the 4 versus 3. Hex will tie things up eventually. Marky cannot do what Nitro does. Top putt. He's taken down by Hex. Carson up in heaven. Doubles his kill count with 2, leaving Hex alone in the 1v2. He can't hit the headshot early, and that means Carson will steal away the round with 3. An awkward one, all things considered, but a victory nonetheless for Getting Info, who now stand at a solid spot to tie things up.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man. Like, again, you gotta give it up for, Dia starting things off really nicely, and then just the fact that we see Carson just tapping away here. And that's where we were talking about, like, just this roster on the paper is, like, 2 former announced players. You have the Timberman core that's here. That's what we were saying, like, regardless of whatever's happening with this team, you still can't ignore what this team can pack a punch, right? And, I mean, we're talking about a 1-round differential here. Like, this is coming right down to a tie game scenario. So, the fact that we're even here is pretty wild, considering that NRG have been just on an absolute burner lately, too, with just 56 matches in a row. That's definitely going to do, though. Bro being able to find himself an opener like that with a dig across onto ramp is huge. And now Marky, he's trying to find a way to equalize this situation, but it's not looking the best here. And NRG still got the 5-on-4, but now it's going to go back to an even Stevens.
Even Stevens, 4 versus 4. Still hefty advantage, though, for Getting Info. Straight into ramp they come. Hex finds a second on the P250 this time around. Oh, the pistols getting some action. And Dia lurking and tries to regain some space, instead is rebuked by that Deagle. Instead looks elsewhere. Marky needs to be careful, toying with the idea of peeking that angle. He'll find one on the flank. Shane drops Bro as well, but OC's Glock finishes off Marky. Back to even footing yet again. NRG doing well to make these rounds expensive and maybe even outright steal them, as Hexed on the M4 finds one, leaving Shane at ramp in a 1v2. The rotation from OC is already up and around. He'll get the bomb to dirt. Hext is here to play close defense in case Shane goes for this flank.
Yeah, this be used for Hex, but oh man, he overexposes himself just a bit here. So now Shane with a 1-on-1, the biggest advantage in the world, and now OC does try to go for the high ground. 2 HP, 2 single points of health, and Shane, he has a perfect read on it. You can just see he's just looking every single angle, gets it done, gets away even with just the forgiving of the MP9. NRG, though, at least they can get the bomb down in that round. I mean, honestly, again, you have to remember that they just committed on deagles for the most part. So considering what they had and bringing it down to a 1v1, I'm not against this. And now they're gonna have full money invested for the gun round. I mean, they could get the op that they want. There was 5,900 for Hex, but instead they're going to commit to the full rifles, which honestly makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't dislike it. OC's very capable with that weapon. Gives them full utility as well to really go for whatever play they desire. And you have to wonder, it's a double-edged sword that round. Sure, they weren't expected to win it, but when you get that close, when you have that man advantage, it is most certainly frustrating. It can tilt you, more or less. Although I don't think NRG will have any issues with tilting, given the veterans this team is built up with, of course, the time they've put in together. Still, nonetheless, 7-7. The info had that op on Dia. 2 MP9s for Shane and Marky. Their economy on the cusp. Both teams are. If either were to lose it, they would likely be on a save in the following, unless NRG got a bomb plant with their loss bonus. NRG are playing it slow, biding their time, holding on to most of their utility, trying to bleed, getting info drive without giving much of that info.
God, and that nade too, like, again, just doing 49 damage just straight onto Bro's chin, right? Like, not fun at all. So getting info, already doing a good job for utility damage. And NRG, again, taking this slow, like you said, down to the last minute remaining. They're going to have to make a decision here soon, figure out something. They haven't really invested too much on the real estate, right? I mean, again, Bro's kind of just toying the idea of maybe getting some kind of a ramp pick, trying to see if he's going to be able to find the stool. But you still have to worry about Dia. He's close here on the cross. So there's going to be 2 players committed on ramp. Now the nades and the mollies are going to get thrown. Shane's getting a little bit lit up here, so something's happening against him. So now NRG look like they want to invest onto this ramp control. Dia, an easy shot for him, and now look at Carson! Him and Dia together. A huge combination, a knockout punch, and now it's still in favor for getting info.
Still is. You say that, OC and George both find clean headshots. The bomb not being held either means it can be recovered. 12 seconds left, though. They have to go quick. A is the goal. 8 seconds left. They will make it up the ladder. And getting info, they were well poised to stop the takedown ramp, but now they're caught in a rotation instead. Bomb doesn't hit dirt.
Oh, no.
I thought they had just enough time. That's not the case.
No. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. Right down to the last second, too, and they can't even get the plant. I mean, they get the money at least, but again, my God. That's just so unfortunate for NRG. And again, this is now, okay, good. This is where I was just going to say, honestly, I would love for a timeout. Things are getting really tight on this game. Getting info has now put themselves in a lead position. NRG just need to clean things up, right? I mean, this is a good moment right now. Dapsy even can just kind of be in the ear for these guys, noticing, you know, some of the deficiencies that we're seeing. And again, these rounds are getting kind of close, Nate. Like, this isn't like getting info is just blowing them out of the water on their CT side. Like, this is still a big grind right now. But the fact is, they've lost a lot of momentum. The wind is kind of out of the sails here for NRG.
Yes, the wind is now going against them. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, and that's not fun when you sail. That sucks.
No,
that's not a good time.
Not fun at all. We will see an investment. It kind of is forced. Sure, they got the bomb plant doesn't give them any extra cash, I don't think, not after time. It gives the planter some. But given the fact those 2 surviving players have no money in the bank, they have to go for it. 1 AK and 2 Tech 9s are invested. Getting info, still not great either. They have 3 M4s, 2 MP9s, and not a lot of money in the bank. These rounds have been close, as you mentioned, and that really punishes the CT economy. Damage to the smoke early on for Dare finds an opening. It's down to 7. Marky, though, still finds 1. Nitro and George, 1 and 2. But Marky, in response, is still kicking on 9 HP. Looking for Nitro. Doesn't quite spot the player in the smoke.
Already spotted him.
Advantage for getting info. It's a very narrow one.
Yeah, and even that pop open to the smoke, like, I'm pretty sure that Nitro is spotted as well. Just Marky couldn't get it done, but plant's finally going to come through. Nitro gets it down to the lower site, but he's all by himself, and going for that fight like that, he's in no man's land. So now just leaving it to OC by himself, and now I think OC, he's just going to hunt for the gun. The defuse is already being done, and it's all about OC just staying alive as much as possible here. You can already hear where the 1 player inside a vent. OC gets a free kill, the back turn, but at least now for getting info, they got themselves a 2-round lead, and that money is still increasing a little bit. Marky's sitting at his 6,800, will invest for the AWP. That's going to be thrown to Dia. But now what do we see for NRG? They get this plant down, now they can invest the money for the guns. I mean, honestly, I would love to just see them get some outside control and get that secret presence, because if they can get that player there, that really can create a lot of openings.
Yeah, it can. Show some presence in the outside yard. That's what getting info focused on their T side endeavors. These op is also here. They can punish this early, hopefully, perhaps. NRG, even though they haven't gotten rounds, they still have made them expensive, and again, that really hamstrings the CT economy. If they lose a round, they will be back to pistols. Even trades early on in the round. Still a minute 30 left. NRG, a straight contact play out the ramp. All 3 walking through the smoke. They heard the steps down the ramp, slipped the gap effortlessly. And as you mentioned, getting a player secret really draws the ire of the CT side. They're all looking in that direction too.
This is huge.
This flank now in towards the lobby and into A. Should heal through.
What?
OC1. Shane, a triple though. A spray transfer on the Nitro and OC. And what looked like a masterful play, a masterful slip of the gap, is instead shut in NRG's face thanks to individual prowess from Shane.
Dear God, this is what we were talking about again. For someone like Shane, like, he can be a powerhouse. He's a guy that can just put up some big numbers, and we see it there. In a position where he doesn't even have an advantage, he finds a triple kill. Just shutting down everything for NRG, putting Hex in a terrible position right now. He's got the 1-on-2, he's got the bomb in his control, but again, he's going to have to drop. He's going to make this noise queue. Unless Marky overexposes himself here, that might be a little bit of an opening. Now that molly going to get thrown, that's going to be the noise queue. He's going to commit to the plant. Oh, I don't even know he's going to have enough time, and he's a dead man, and there we go. Man, oh man, I can't believe we see a moment like that for Shane. I love that play from NRG. You could see it that Bro had all the noise cue like you were talking about. He's like, look, let's just flank onto Heaven. It was the perfect play. It really was. NRG had the best thing. They took down the Opper. I thought they were going to be able to get themselves in that inner sight, but man, the heroic play of Shane is just something to behold.
Shane, Dare slowed down a bit. He's not tied with Marky, but Shane has swiftly ridden up the numbers. He's at 18. I think that's the top of the server. Yes, it is. Hext is behind him at 17. Shane, as far as I know, free agent. Could be wrong. Putting up good numbers and a good case for himself to get picked up when the time comes. NRG, gonna buy what they can. 3 Galils, 2 AKs, decent enough utility, but they need a new fundamental game plan because they have gotten nothing on this T side and have lost 5 rounds in the process.
Yeah, that's the scary part too, right? Again, I was thinking the T side might have been something really to look out for here for NRG, just from what we've seen so far in their ECL endeavors. The T side has really been like the moneymaker, right? The CT's been a little bit more shaky, just because again, I definitely would say CT side can definitely be harder, especially with the big swings and the Ferrari swings that we do see. But like you said, NRG, the fact that they're sitting at 5 rounds deficit, now with a 10-7 in favor here for getting info. I think Dia might not even have spotted this just in time. OC, you got to get across, and he does, but now they're trying to be able to find these duels, but look at that. Crisscross, and there they are. Carson does escape with his life, but look at that. Once again, Dia, a little bit of a peekaboo, but George and Nitro find themselves a little bit of a lifeline now.
They do. I like the idea of them getting info. They go to punish the exact play that nearly did them in the round prior, but the execution wasn't quite there. The individuals from NRG bailed them out and give them an advantage in the post plant. 2v3 for Shane and Dare. Post plant positions are so good for NRG. Is there a kit in play? It doesn't look like it. That's an oversight that could come to bite them. It probably will come to bite them, in fact. And their economy is still shambolic on the getting info side. George mollied into a fight, perhaps. No, he's going to think better of it. DQs will be attempted from Shane. He's trying to do damage at this point. Keep all 3 players on the site in hopes they go down with the bomb, go down with the ship. But I don't think the bomb will even go off. No, it will not. NRG on the board, and again, it's far from over at this stage because that CT economy has been broken.
Yeah. And that's what we were saying, like the fact that there was 5 rounds in a row being gained here for getting info. All it takes is 1 round just to, again, kibosh this whole money system. And that's the thing that's so frustrating about the CT side. So this really does open up some potential, a little bit of an opportunity here for NRG to maybe get themselves clawed back into this game. But like you said, this is far from over. And we've even seen some of these rounds where Deagles were on the playing field and it's come down to the 1v1s, things like that. So even for getting info, despite their arsenal right now, they're still a huge threat.
Yes, there. You cannot discount these weapons at this point, given how much they battered NRG. You can take nothing for granted if you're a T-side player. Slow one for NRG once more, knowing they have the advantage, the edge. And again, we talked about that CT fickle economy. Hopefully that will be addressed with these rifle price changes, but I have a sneaking suspicion more will be needed.
Yeah, especially with like the FAMAS just being rumored about like the prices and how much lower it's going to be. It's going to be really, really interesting.
I want to see a kit price change. That's what I want to see.
Man, that has been long overdue. My God.
300, so I can get a 5.7 in a kit for a pistol or something like that.
Exactly.
X flashing over, finally making a move. 45 seconds left. NRG done a lot of biting. And a swing from Shane and Marky Yield too early. The issue is Nitro and OC clap back with 3. Dare in the chaos does eventually find one back in his team's favor. We're at even footing, and Bro still top lobby, patiently waiting for a player to walk into his crosshair. I think one might. Oh, timing's everything. Bro wins the duel. At least Dare, known to be in the yard in a 1v2. He's gotten an AK. He's begun his rotation, but he's not going to be quick enough to stop this plant.
No, but at least then he's still got the armor, right? So this is the thing. He's not going to have to worry about like his aim just kind of flying around if he gets hit. So this actually does put himself in a great position. Doesn't have the kit, but the plant's going to be behind the silo. So again, not a bad position. But Nitro here on silo. Bro just on the rafter, waiting to see them go for the swing. Dare doing everything in his power to just kind of throw a little bit of a diversion. Now repositioning himself. but he has to be able to find this duel. He needs that split second. He has made that noise, like you said, and bro just takes his head away. And now NRG making themselves a little bit more back in this game, 2 rounds in a row. And now that money, again, still going to be in shambles here for getting info. So NRG, maybe, just maybe, they might be able to bring things back to that even game of that 10-10. But look at how close that round went.
Yeah, they waited too long. They played too respectfully. Go for the outside smokes, get some control. Stop stepping on your own coattails. They have AKs. They're against USPs. Now the force buy for getting info is scary, but it doesn't work out. Now the USPs should be hard-pressed to find more than 1 or 2. George taps away Dia. Good start. Quicker one again. Just what the doctor ordered.
I like the stack, though.
Say making a trap down in towards secret.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go for something, right? You got to gamble something. So I always like when teams kind of have a fun little bit of approach to it. But we'll see if NRG actually like fall into this mousetrap, if they smell the cheese, maybe the wrong cheese. But
they didn't still use cheese.
I don't know. I don't think they do actually. Isn't it like peanut butter for a long time? They probably don't even use that anymore.
I think it is peanut butter. I think it is peanut butter. Okay. It's oily. It's probably gives a bit of a scent. I don't know how much of a scent cheese gives.
Yeah, unless it's like gross stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least NRG, they got the right smell here. It's going to be a free site, so the stack goes against them. And I mean, for them, honestly, like if they can just get themselves close, looking for exits, just pick up a gun or two, that'd be huge. Like again, like nothing really invested onto this, no utility, nothing. It's just USPs across. So yeah, they're just grouped up on outside. They're in yard. Not bad at all. I mean, really, for them, like if they can just find themselves grouped up like this, I think this is the best thing you can do.
Deathball, bro. They could even deathball all of them if they choose to exit in this direction. And they are. This is scary now. NRG gives a lot of weapons. Bro going out first, lines up 2. Marky gets 1 though. Spot comes in for George, gets the info on top lobby. Goes to the second outside in towards their spawn. It's a very scary, pesky crossfire. And it nearly does them in. George and OC at a combined 12. Nitro only at 16. But in the end, all 4 survive. Really good idea from getting info, though, to go for that exit strategy.
Well, even just the fact that, like, you know, I love that Carson just kind of went on the roof like that, because look at how difficult that was for NRG to even go for that fight, right? Like, him just being a pest like that, like, it actually almost, like you said, worked. So I really love that. Didn't really pan out well for them, but nonetheless, right back to an even game. But, man, NRG got second life here. See if they can ride high on that momentum now. Marky back onto Hut. Kind of back to the same composition we saw before.
Helmet's a no kid.
Oh, God. Oh, man, they're just going to go in. They're just barreling in. This is huge. Look at that pace change that they just make here. Like, we haven't been able to see them go for something like this. And finally now, they're winning these gunfights. This round's over.
Change it when getting info. We're banking on them playing conservatively and scared. Getting info don't have a lot of utility to rebuke this kind of take either. And now to 2v4, they're probably calling it quits already. Carson. Known to be in heaven, or at least suspected. Dia. All the way towards secret. Yeah, they're cutting ties with the round, just waiting to make their sound cues. Bro drops Dia. Only 1 player left to try and save.
Yeah, and Carson too. And look at the position he's in too. I think even, like, I don't know where Bro is. I think he was close on by, I thought, but no. Even Carson's, oh my God, he's able to escape, I think, but like caramba. He's able to get with his life, but man, oh man. Again, like, you look at Bro, like, getting the triple kill, even George able to find himself a really good, you know, second entry into the site. I love that change pace, because like you said, getting info is definitely waiting for that conservative play, just, you know, taking things really slow, methodical. I love that energy. Just go, you know what? Let's kick it up a notch. Let's not play predictable. Let's just do something right out of the hat. And they took full advantage of it, because even, like you said, the utility usage for getting info was low. They pretty much had just like armor and just a little bit of utility, no kits, so really, really good play from NRG. Big brain.
Yep. Veteran IGL shining through in Nitro. pistols for that one saved rifle. Compliment it. And
Oh my God.
Carson on the hero swing, going for the delayed lobby crunch at the point as the entry swings by for 3. Bro and OC, the final pair, left wondering what happened, what fell apart, is they're now locked in. One top lobby, one back door. OC gonna try to drop down to support his friend. The drop is heard. There's information on 50% of this NRG squad. Yeah, taken down, but now OC's known as well. There gets the trade. OC has to do it all. And unlike Carson, he cannot convert the spray transfer back to even footing, and a explosive rebuttal from getting info.
Dear God. I mean, like I was just talking about big brain, right? Like a decent play there, and then all it comes down to for getting info is just the fact that Carson just goes for a massive swing. He's just like, all right, hold my drink. I'm gonna do something big here. I gotta do something, and just pops off with a triple and catches them off guard too. Like the fact that they were not prepared for that kind of aggression. So, look, that's the exciting thing we see from Carson. Like you and I've even covered him way back in the past, where he can be that big rifler that can just kind of be pretty aggressive and pretty sporadic that way. So finally we get to see that spark from him when it matters most. And NRG now burning through their last timeout. I don't even think getting info is called even one yet. So these guys are feeling really good, and it kind of makes you wonder the attitude and like kind of the team speak or something. But NRG, they're starting to sweat now.
Yeah, as we talked about, this isn't their full 5. Playing with 2 stand-ins in Dare and Shane. It is interesting watching Carson, though, because Carson has been an IGL at this point for a long time. He was an IGL in Nouns. I probably think he's IGLing now because Vanity isn't here. So I really want to see him get unleashed.
Huge.
Hit his individual stride like he had before. The continuing that aggression in towards Hut this time around. He has the op. Surprise shock factor peak catches George. Double up and ramp for Carson and a teammate in towards J Hall. He will fall back as Dare is dispatched. Text finding the head there. Full rotation down towards B, and Bro has slipped the gap perfectly. He did it before at ramp. He's doing it now, this time towards A. He has sight control. All 3 players, 1 down, vents, 2 going secret. Might have gotten that sound cue onto Marky. I couldn't tell if it actually came through. 4 versus 3. Heaven control. Everything going the way of NRG thus far in this round, and that should give them map point.
Yeah, I really should. I mean, again, unless we see something from getting info where they find a kill quickly, but even Hex just being in that position, he actually does spot Carson. So you can see he kind of just plays a little bit more passively on this angle now. Definitely the right play. But I mean, man, that's the thing that's unforgiving about a map like Nuke. Like, the CT side is so critical because these rotates, they have to be clean. They have to be perfect, essentially. And you can see they overpeaked on it. Actually, they're going to commit the flash. Carson's going to try to entertain this idea a little bit now. Doesn't get the life of Hex. He actually does stay alive. I don't know what he's doing. He just kind of becomes a sacrificial lamb, but at least they can get a kill. Yeah, they just want to just buy the time as much as possible just to get them killed by the bomb. Not. Ooh, it is going to happen. I was going to say it did not happen, but yeah, no, Nitro and OC, they go down. So getting info, again, that's a really nice play from them.
Yeah, and a lot of players are relatively low. Bro and OC won't be able to buy full utility with AKs.
Yeah, that was nice. I didn't think NRG were going to buy that hard on it. Like, they really did. They were so scared that they were actually going to commit to that. But, I mean, why not, though? I mean, teams do kind of throw those a little bit of a Hail Marys.
I get Hex trying to fight for it. He's low HP. He's not getting out and surviving. Everyone else, yeah, I'm surprised about it. Getting info, solid investment. They had that off still on Dia. And NRG switching it up. They have a max 10 on OC. Straight out A they go. Shane backside. Good for 1. Good for 2. A third secured on the final rounds of the magazine. Bro and OC find 2 out the door. Bro's on low HP, and it's a 2v3 ahead of the player ahead with the off. No, it's Carson instead to find 1. Carson not quite the second. Nitro, the IGL, only good for 1. And this map is not over. Somehow, some way, getting info, get enough info to secure 12 rounds, and they now send us off to overtime.
Absolutely wild. What a way again for getting info to keep themselves in this game. NRG were trying to go again fast and furious. It does not work. They crash and burn, and getting info have now put the band-aid on. They're still in this game. Boy, oh boy, things have really started to turn the tide now. OC going to equip the op as well. Dia ready to go. We'll have to see what's going to be a little bit different. Now Dia, before we saw he played really aggressive into hut. This time he's going to go right back into yard, just playing the standard setup. NRG. Getting the mollies ready here for the inner crunch, potentially. Things have really just become awry. I mean, again, getting info has just been showcasing a lot of these individuals, like we talked about in the pre-show so much about. And like kind of that firepower they really bring to the table. You gotta love it though.
You do. Getting info as well, their biggest kryptonite now out of play. That, of course, was being their economic difficulties. It's, what, is it 10K or 12K, 12.5K? I can't remember, I didn't look. But it means they can full buy. They have M4s, they have utility, they have the op. Speaking of, that's a missed opportunity for Dia. Catching the players crossing. Dare will go down the vents, but he's a lot of hate coming his way. 3, in fact. 3 players full of hate. George caught on timing. Good peek from Dare. Carson also now rotating around towards control, ready to slink in behind when he hears the sound cue. Looks like NRG are pivoting towards an A-site play instead, and there we go. Carson slips the gap, pushes up behind, and suffocates both players down towards Decon. OC and Hext down for the count. Nitro and Bro, 2 versus 5, slinking out towards A. Do they have the bomb? It doesn't look like it, and I could be wrong. Marky towards Tetris, finds Bro, good trade for Shane. And Nitro, the Agile might find one, but he shouldn't find much more. 11 HP and no time. The USP of Dia does him in. And getting info, steal away the lead once again.
Yeah, and that's such a disappointing round from NRG. Like, honestly, like, I think that was OC and Hex that were in the lower stairs. I mean, the fact that both of them were kind of, like, essentially just looking at vent. Like, they were expecting some kind of weird wide swing, but in fact, they're looking at the wrong place at the wrong time, and they just get eaten alive, and that's an easy double kill for getting info. So, I mean, again, huge for them, but NRG, a bit of a mistake. I don't know if the communication was something different.
I think I saw Carson jump when he got to the top of the control stairs. Okay. He might have faked it eventually.
Okay, maybe, but now, I mean, okay, look, NRG again going back to an old faithful quick strategy. They wanted to try to do something. Hex missing the molly. Doesn't really allow them to really push on towards under heaven if they want to. And the first duel is still going to go in favor for getting info. Bro is going to be taken out, and he is arguably the best player right now statistically on the team, but still got Hex and everybody else remaining. But they need to find something quick.
Quick. Thing is, NRG loves slowing things down. 3 at ramp, holding, biding time, waiting for utility to disperse. They're all kind of dawdling. All 4 are here. OC coming back from lobby to group up with the crew. 55 seconds left. Still a good amount of time. Only 2 smokes, 1 Molotov, and 8 and a couple flashes left for NRG.
Did you hear that noise cue? The nades dropped? Surely
they land directly on the person. They don't make noise, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Because I was going to say Carson should have been able to pick this up, maybe, but he's in a great position again. If he can hit this shot and fall back, this is going to be massive. Oh, God. Okay, at least he finds that first. But look at Dia again, right there to assist him. Another one, too! Oh, man. We talked to you about big snipers, and now even Shane, he's just going to try to do everything in his power, and he finds another double, making it a 14-12. And NRG now, they're starting to shake in the boots a little bit here, Nate.
Shane's double was on a teammate.
Yeah.
You have to highlight that.
You know, it's still a double, though. Like, let's be honest. Like,
it's still a double.
You know,
it's still a double.
You still get somebody in your way. You're just like, look, I'm going to get it done. I'm just going to clean things up.
Prevent the bomb plant, yeah. And Dia's op coming in critical, finding that trade for Carson, and then no-scoping someone through the wall and through a smoke. But
so
I add
gross.
A little bit of luck involved, but let me tell you, no-scoping is mostly a skill.
Pretty much insane, yeah.
NRG, again, change of pace is what we want to see. We talked about it. It gave them some early success, getting aggressive, changing it up, catching, getting info with their pants down. And they're once more just holding for presses. They will be given that kind of aggression, but the issue is Carson's feeling himself, as is Dia. Both finding one. Carson a second as he flies around the box in ramp. His smoke, while it was flubbed, still is yielding success. Oh. He is off now through the smoke. He can do no wrong. 2 for each of them. Final one, Nitro, the IGL, is the only one at this point keeping NRG from being cleanly swapped in this first round, or first bout of overtime.
Yeah, a lot of work cut out for him here too. Now this is just him trying his best to get this, and at least he finds this double kill. But again, this is a 1-on-5 clutch scenario, the ace that he needs. 47 seconds, and he gets spotted, and Shane is just going to take him out. And now only 1 round needed, and Getting Info is going to be able to find this first best of 1 in their favor. Boy, oh boy. All down to the series point here. And again, this is where Getting Info, I mean, look, they've been on, they're on this T side now. But we have to see NRG. They're going to have to keep 3 alive to get themselves moved on further in OT. And I don't know if they got it in them.
This might be the end of NRG's flawless record in ECL Season 49. As talked about in the pre-show, they were 6-0. Might finally see a blemish on the record. Ops for both teams. Yeah, and right, almost again finding one through the smoke. Nades open this one. Bro slips the gap. Getting Info's turn to go slow on the T side. Yep. Shifting gears, looking towards Hut. Nitro back garage, might find Dare. So plenty of time for Getting Info to work with.
Yeah, the fact they're playing this slow, I mean, it just kind of, again, you know, NRG are really in the position of just like full stress mode, right? I mean, this is where it gets really, really scary. But with 55 seconds remaining, now the nades are starting to get thrown in a little bit here. Now time is depleting here, Naden. What is going to be the plan of attack? No more smoke is going to be available here for the CT side. There is still a molly, but again, that utility is being burned.
They have spaced it out reasonably well, though. 34 seconds left in the round. There isn't much for Getting Info. They do have more smokes, though. Okay. Bro lined up and ramp with his teammate. Bro finds one.
Oh,
Shane
no.
doubles in response. OC and Bro down. Spot onto Nitros there for Dare, who's lurking in the yard. Hex blindsided by the player, similarly lurking at the squeaky door. It's chaos in the dying seconds of the round. George trades out Marky. But Shane down the ramp puts bomb to dirt. Dare at this point is buying time and might even secure a safe rotation around through towards Trophy if he wants. No, he'll die with the ship in the yard instead, doing some parting damage onto George. 2 versus 2. Dia and Shane both have done well in overtime. And they could very well put NRG to bed in the first best of 1. Good shot from Dia. Good second. No, not quite. Shane ready to support. Spots the first. Does some damage. Dia misses another. And Shane doesn't get the kill. Doesn't get the trade. Nitro, no time, however.
What?
Shane.
No time.
Don't get the kill. Getting Info will steal away the map. Again, they started off down 0-6. Recovered the half, still trailing 5-7. And in the end, stole the map 16-12. And again, humbling this, at this point, veteran NRG team.
Yeah, and that, like, again,